You two in a different circumstance today, but let's look on a positive note. What was it like coming back and doing the Mia Michael routine?
This specific group dance was probably one of my favorite group dances. I feel so lucky to be a part of it, but like other than that, one of my favorite group dances that's ever been on the show. I think it was so cool, and I feel so lucky to be a part of it. You know, the ropes, the song, the meaning behind the song, the meaning behind the dance. It was unbelievable to be a part of it, to be challenged to do that. Like, rehearsals didn't even feel like dance rehearsals. They felt like we were learning a whole new thing. So, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I never thought I would get the opportunity to work with Mia Michaels in such a personal way with the duos, and then with that group, we were all struggling through it because it was really hard on those ropes, and we'd come back and we'd banged up and bruised.
Her
but
wrist, everybody's
yes.
wrist. That's not even half of it. Some of it's healed already. Like,
yeah, this is healed.
But we just all over.
We went through it all together, and I think pushing through it as a group, that's what kind of bonded us together, because you're struggling, but you're together with it.
I want to find out, when you picked out your routine that you had to do, what was going through your mind? Were you familiar with the dance? Did you have to go back and watch it back ahead of time, or did you just go with it?
I know I wasn't familiar with my dance. I had to go back and like research it, and I had to kind of like look at it to see the flavor of it, but definitely I was happy when I discovered what the piece was about and the feeling of it. So I was confused at first because I wasn't sure what to expect, but then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, this could work for me.
I was, if you look at, I don't know if I'll ever play those interviews or whatever when we picked our dances, but I was like, what? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I picked time, and I was like, time. I was like, I'm sorry? What is that? I just knew it as like her father's piece, the flower dance. I didn't know, so I was like, what are they talking about? And then they said the flowers and everything, and I was astonished almost, you know what I mean? I was taken aback by the fact that she trusted me enough to do that dance and to do it out there again. So
I want to find out, what do you think went wrong? Do you think it's a matter of just the voting or the time frame? Now you're on a weekly show as opposed to 2 days a week. I think that has a lot to do with it.
I think last week I struggled a little bit. Got a salsa, but that's okay. Yeah, it's all right. And then this week I struggled emotionally to connect to this piece. It was a little bit rough for me. So I had 2 weeks that were a little rough, a little rocky, and that's what went wrong. That's it.
The thing is, I feel like nothing necessarily went wrong. It was just, this is my time to go. And still looking out into the audience, there are still tons of people that are like, we love you, Amelia. So it's not necessarily that, like, they're like, oh, we don't like you anymore. They still like me, but it's just time for me to go on and do other things. And for the other dancers that made it to the top 10, for them to continue on and to shine.
Absolutely. Wow. You're so good at this.
That's such a good answer. Yeah. Well, we spoke with the judge. The judges said it was a hard toss-up when they had to look at what they were going to do. So it wasn't like anyone.
Oh, yeah, they don't have it easy by any means. You know, they have to watch us and critique us, and I know that they grow to love us and respect us and, you know, love to watch us perform every week. So I know it's a hard decision, but, you know, like you just said, it's not like they made a wrong decision by, you know, whoever says that or whatever. If anybody said that at all with anybody who's ever left, they'd have to make a decision, and whoever's here deserves to be here. And we're done, and we're moving on with our lives and going on and doing other things.
And what do you have planned next?
I honestly want to get into modeling a lot. I think this is a cool like stepping stone to help me get into that, hopefully. That and acting. I don't want to just stick with dancing mainly because I think I'm an Aries. I get a little restless. I like other things to do. But I've always seen myself doing modeling and acting as well, so I'd love to do it.
I would love to do acting in like feature films, that kind of thing, because this is my first sort of taste of working with cameras, and I found that I love it so much, and I would love to be able to explore that more and to kind of show people another side of me that I can portray characters without dancing even, or doing dancing in a movie. You never know. So I would love to go into that avenue.
Yeah, well, on a good note, as you know, from watching this show and experience, not making the top 10 doesn't mean much. Look at Hawk and James and Jessica. They've all made it towards right now. So if you look back at that, it's something to look into.
It's not a bad thing. In any way, it's totally fine. It is. It's just our time. It's just our time to go and start on with our new things.
We'll see you guys at the finale.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah,
That'll
it'll be
good.
see you soon.
Have a good night.